My dear students, today we are going to go through Unit 6, Learning from Literature. Learning from Literature. معاكم مس هدير رأفت، مدرسة لغة إنجليزية، مدرسة بورفؤاد الثانوية بنات. This is for first year secondary school, Unit 6. Learning from literature. Learning from literature. What do I mean by literature? Means الأدب. الأدب. Okay? Vocabulary. Number 1, exercise number 1. Choose the correct definition of each word, then check in a dictionary. A novel is a long story or book of facts. الإجابة طبعا موجودة. It is a long story. Letter B. A poem is a piece of writing often arranged in lines or sentences. A poem. What do I mean by a poem? A poem means قصيدة. قصيدة. It is arranged or in lines or sentences. No, it is arranged in lines. Lines. Letter C. Poetry is a form of writing or reading. Poetry اللي هو إيه? What do I mean by poetry? What do I mean by poetry? الشعر. الشعر. It is a form of writing. A poet is someone who writes. What do I mean by a poet? اللي هو إيه؟ شاعر. Is someone who writes poems or stories? Poems. Poems. Okay. Exercise number 2. You are going to read short biography about an author called Robert Louis Stevenson. Have you read any of his works? What do you think he wrote about? What do you think he wrote about? هنعرف من خلال الباسج. Robert Louis Stevenson was born in Scotland in 1850 and he died 44 years later in Samoa. What is Samoa? Samoa is this small island in the South Pacific. He wasn't always well because the weather in Edinburgh was too cold. But why he wasn't always well? Because the weather in Edinburgh is so cold. Was too cold for him. When he was a child, he couldn't always go to school. He studied to become a lawyer. A lawyer. What do you mean by a lawyer? اللي هو إيه؟ محامي. At Edinburgh University, but he always wanted to write. At the age of 21, he decided to become a full-time writer. He often traveled to warmer places. مناطق أدفى من اللي هو كان عايش فيها، لأن هو كان عايش في منطقة برد جدا. احنا قلنا warmer places to try to improve his health. For a while, he traveled in France and this was he met his wife Fanny. She was from United States, so Stevenson also traveled to America with her. Although he is best known for his novels, he is best known for his novels like what his novels like Kidnapped and The Strange Case of Jekyll and Miss Hyde. Stevenson also wrote so many poems and travel books. كتب ايه؟ قصايد and travel books. His first successful novel was Treasure Island. What it talks about, it is an adventure story about pirates. What do I mean by pirate? Pirate اللي هو القرصان. His books are still very popular today and many of them have been made into films. Okay. Exercise number 3. Complete the sentences about Robert Louis Stevenson. Number 1, letter A. Robert Louis Stevenson came from Scotland. He wrote, as well as novels and travel books. What did he wrote? poems. Poems. He wrote poems. Okay. Exercise number 4. Exercise number 4. Read the poem by Robert Louis Stevenson. Read the poem about Robert Louis Stevenson and match the words in bold to their definition. The gardener. The gardener. What do I mean by the gardener? اللي هو ايه؟ البستاني. The gardener doesn't love to talk. He doesn't love to talk. Why? Why he doesn't love to talk? Because he likes to work. And he makes me keep the gravel walk. And when he put his tools away, what do I mean by gravel? Gravel. Gravel walk. اللي هو gravel اللي هو الحصى. And when he puts his tools away, أدواته, he locks the door and take the key. Away behind the current row. Current row. What do I mean by row? Row اللي هو صف. Current row نوع من النبات. Row مرصوص في صف. Where no one else but cook may go. Far in the plots. Far in the plots. What do I mean by plots? أراضي زراعية. أراضي زراعية. I see him dig. Old, serious, and brown and big. Brown and big. He digs the flower, green, red, and blue, nor wishes to be spoken to. He digs the flower and cuts the hay. What do I mean by the hay? The hay means القش. He never seems to want to play. He want to play. Okay, the gardener wants to work. He is very serious and he wants to work in a serious way. But the one who tells the poem, the one is a kid, so he wants to play with the gardener, but the gardener doesn't want to play with him. Let's read the words. Keep the gravel walk. Stay the path through the garden. Stay the path through the garden. Current row, a line of plants that have small fruits. Exercise number 5. Read the poem again and choose the correct answer. Read the poem again and choose the correct answer. The speaker in the poem is probably a gardener, an old man, or a child. He is a child. In the garden, the speaker can do what he likes, must follow the rules, must cut the flowers. طبعا الإجابة هي letter B. Must follow the rules because must follow the rules because the gardener doesn't want to play. Number 3, the gardener doesn't like to talk because he has to work very hard. He is unfriendly. He is very ill. طبعا الإجابة هي letter A. He has to work very hard. Number 4, the speaker wants the gardener to the speaker اللي هو the child wants the gardener to put his tools away, play games, cut the flowers. He wants the gardener to play games. Exercise number 6. Match the pairs of words from the poem that rhyme. Underline the words in the poem. عندنا كلمات اللي هي rhyme، فيها rhyme مع بعض. يعني زي ايه؟ زي walk، talk، walk وtalk. زيهم ايه؟ play وhay، play وhay. big، dig، big، dig. go، row، go row. طيب exercise number 7. Discuss these questions in pairs. Do you think the speaker likes the gardener? Huh? Yes or no? The speaker, the child, do you think he likes the gardener? No, he doesn't like the, I don't think he likes the gardener because he makes him follow the rules and not to play, but the child wants to play. Thank you my dear students. كان معاكم مس هدير رأفت مدرسة لغة إنجليزية مدرسة بور فؤاد الثانوية بنات. This is first year secondary school unit 6. We are going to continue the grammar of unit 6 in another time. Thank you my dear students.